Hey everyone, this is Darth Angelo 13, aka Angelo, and continuing my Let's Play of Doom Eternal: The Ancient Gods Part 1. So, last episode we are taking the Dark Lord's Light Sphere into the Luminarium so that way we could destroy so that way we could kill the Dark Lord and set all demons that in all worlds back into hell. Or destroy them so that way we can stop the invasions for good. End the conflict. And to do that, we need to travel to the Luminarium, which is in Urdak once more. And now we're at the end of the level where we would get to fight the boss of the level, which is a very tough one and probably the hardest boss in the entire game, for a good reason. But yeah, um, so I guess without further ado, let's jump in and see who this boss is. Seymour Maker, Seymour Hayden. Yep, he's mutated into his transfigured state. It's been a long time coming, but he's gonna get what he deserves. Yeah, he's very teleporting happy. Oh yeah, this part of the fight. It's not this one, it's this other one. Yeah, so basically you have to destroy the spirits in order to actually kill them properly. Or just hit them with his face. But there's one that's worse than this one. Alright, there we go. I always loved that, it felt good. Still alive? Yeah, this part here. It's all the lasers. Oh. Oh, great. This guy shows up. Of course, he got in my way. This fight's so... this fight's not good. Yep, this is the hardest part. Possessed Paint Elemental and a Possessed Dread Knight. That's just, ugh. That's the hardest part of the fight. So that means... BFG. Yeah, this is like the hardest part of the fight, for sure. I had the worst time when I fought this guy. I spent hours on this. Hours. There we go. Oh, Lord.
He was my servant. On my command, he removed me from this place. It is not required that you end his life. Your mission here is now your own.
Yeah, after all of that, you don't get to kill him. Ain't that lovely? Yeah, I've always hated that fight just because it's so difficult. It's such a huge difficulty spike compared to the rest of the DLC. And this is the Luminarium that they were talking about.
The consequences of your actions here are irreversible.
Oh, they're basically giving the Dark Lord his physical form back. So we're actually gonna see what he looks like.
The Dark Lord is the leader of Hell's armies. Not a king, but a warrior of the Dark Realm. The fiercest among them, as only the strongest could rule the demons.
Oh.
He is you, in their world.
Oh, snap. He looks like the Doomslayer. To be continued. I'll be part 2 of the DLC. Yeah, so... yeah, that's the end of the part 1 of the DLC. The Dark Lord turns out to look like, the Doomslayer. Or rather, since the Dark Lord's older, he looks like... He looks like the Slayer looks like him. And if you wonder how many zeros are in Decillion, a lot, actually. But yeah, that is the end of part 1 of the Age of, that's part 1 of the Age of Gods DLC overall. So the next one we'll be doing is the Age of Gods, hold on, the Age of Gods 2. Which is pretty much better than the original, than the first one, because there's actually a new weapon in there, and that weapon is busted. And after part 2, Dark Ages. Doom the Dark Ages. But yeah, I guess I'll start recording the Age of Gods 2 sometime next week. Because, I mean, it's a good way to finish off the part 1 of DLC. The part 1's actually really short. Like, there's only 3 missions. But part 2 is slightly longer. But, I mean, you'll see soon enough. But I like part 2 more than part 1. And you'll see why that is later. But so to kind of recap on you, Seymour Maker underwent a transfiguration, as you saw before the boss fight with him. And that's what the transfiguration will look like, and he'll actually mutate further as he sort of kind of degrades into a more hideous form, which is pretty interesting. And that's pretty much what the comic maker was trying to prevent from having herself subjected to. Kind of sad, really, but I mean, that's just how it is. But yeah, more elaborating on the Dark Lord's story, I will mention it in part 2, but yeah, next week will be Age of Gods part 2. I hope you'll enjoy, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace out.